What's going on, everybody? What's going on? The Yankees lose 2-0. What's new, right? Yankees always find a way to lose, seems like these days. When they hit, they don't pitch. When they pitch, they don't hit. And they damn sure don't play fundamental baseball at any game, it seems like. Every game is something. Every game is something. And today was something new. Man, Cam Schlittler, this guy, man, what a performance he gave out there on the mound. And look, I get it. He gave up 2 home runs to Augustin Ramirez, who, my goodness, if you don't know, he came up in the Yankee system and we traded him for Jazz Chisholm Jr. At the time, I wasn't mad at that. I'm still happy we got Jazz despite what he did today. And we'll get into that too. But, man, I wish he was our catcher right about now. But Cam Schlittler, 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, and only 2 walks. You can't ask more. You can't ask for anything more than that from a guy who, this is what, his 3rd, 4th start in the big leagues? So shout out to Cam Schlittler, right? Shout out to Cam. But, you know, the Yankees, look, there's a lot we could talk about. At the end of the day, what this game boils down to is the offense was non-existent. And then there's a lot of problems. This is the same old Yankees, right? This is the Yankees, right? The Bronx Bums, man. They run the bases like drunks. First inning, Grisham's on second after a stolen base. Giancarlo Stanton hits a freaking laser beam base hit to left field, and for whatever reason, Miguel Luis Rojas. Anyway, the third base coach decides to freaking send him home. He was thrown out by like 45 feet. It wasn't even close. He had no chance. He had no business trying to go home on a single like that from second base. So that's strike number 1 the Yankees made today. It's just, look, and we've seen this over the years so many times. Rojas always does this. I kind of understand why you want to be aggressive there after like a loss. A game like yesterday, you want to jump out early. I got it. But not on a hit like that, man. This dude hit the ball probably 115 miles per hour to the left fielder, to Stowers, on turf, too. So the ball is moving fast. It's not like it has grass to slow it down. Grisham didn't stand a chance. There wasn't even a slide. It was a no doubt about it. He was out. By a long shot, right? By a lot. Even if, you know, it's funny that if he had threw the ball away, let's say he threw it away, right? A bad throw, Grisham would still probably be out. That's how much it wasn't even close. My goodness. Then you have to play with Jazz Chisholm, right? It's 1 out, or was it no? Whatever it is, he's on first base. And they hit a pop-up to the second baseman, a long pop-up. They hit it a mile high, right? And for whatever reason, Jazz Chisholm gets too far off the bag and gets doubled up by the second baseman. That right there is inexcusable. I know after the game he said that he thought that they were going to drop it on purpose. And then, you know, even if they drop it on purpose to try to get the lead runner out of there, it doesn't matter. There was no way you were going to make that a second. No way you're making it to second, right? It's just low baseball IQ move right there. That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And you have Boone kind of, you know, barking at the first base coach for it. And I get it. The first base coach has to be saying something. But that's on Jazz, man. You got to know better than that, Jazz. Come on. And the first base coach, too, a little bit. I get it. I don't know. This team is a mess, guys. I'll be honest with you. Like, it's a hot mess. This team is a hot mess. When I look at Boone, when I look at Boone in the dugout, you tell me, when you look at Boone, when they pan to him in the dugout, when the camera pans to Boone, does he have a face? Does he look like somebody that's confident? Like, does it instill confidence in you, right? Like, do you feel confident looking at him? I don't, man. He looks like a guy he's unhinged. He's losing it. And I'm pretty sure, I'm not going to say, because they say the players love them. Okay, that's cool and all, but I'm pretty sure even in the clubhouse, they got to be like, man, what's going on? When your leader looks shaken, something's up, right? Something is up. Well, the Yankees, we're now, hold on, let me pull this up. Let's pull up the standings. Boston Red Sox have officially caught up to us. This ain't right here. Let me try to update it. See if I can update. Well, that's not right there. But the Red Sox have officially caught up to us. We're now tied with them in the win column at least. And we now hold the second wild card spot, if I'm not mistaken. I'll pull this up right here. Oh no, they're ahead of us. They're officially even ahead of us. So we're in third place. The Yankees are in third place. My, oh my. You talk about a freaking fallen knife. You talking about the fall from grace? This is bad, guys. We're in third place in the division. And let's take a look at the wild card now. And we're pretty much like 1.5 games ahead on Seattle Mariners for the wild card. This is not what you want. You know, I was on NFE's show before this. Make sure you guys go check out NFE at the Strike Zone, man. Does a great job there. And I said it there. Look, this team is like, it's the tale of two Yankees, right? On one end, they could come out any day and put up 15 runs and look great, right? And on the other end, they look like a little league team out there. So I fully expect them to make the postseason, whether it's a wild card or taking the division. But at the same time, I can see them not making it to the playoffs at all, right? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't make it to the playoffs. I'd be like, yeah, that sounds about right. You know, when you're making dumb base running mistakes like they did tonight, like they do yesterday, all the errors and all the mishaps and stuff. This organization, man, the whole system, they love to talk about the process. Well, guess what? Let's call it a buck, right? The process is garbage. The process is not working. Whatever the process is a complete failure, top to bottom. And who's to blame, right? Now you got to ask yourself, well, who's to blame? Whose head should roll? And I'm going to say Boone. And a lot of people may not like it, but it's on Boone, especially on the field, right? I get it. People feel like, well, he takes all commands from the tower. It's Cashman and them guys that's telling him what to do. Even if that's the case, right? They could give him a paper and say, look, these are the matchups we want. But when he's on the field, he's the one in charge. When that game starts, he's the one pulling the pitcher in and out. He's the one doing all that. He could give him he don't have to do what they say. They might not like it. And look, all these fundamental mistakes, this is year after year. This is not something that's just happening now. That's my thing, right? It's not something that's just happening. This is a constant thing. Like, I get it. He has a great winning percentage as a manager and all that. I understand that. But at what point do you say, look, it's just time for a change? This team needs a change, and not a change of players, right? We've tried that already. It doesn't work. We need to change the leadership. And hopefully when we bring in the new leadership, they could change the mindset. They could change the culture in there. Because whatever it is, right, it's not good. It's bad. They're not winning. They're not winning. And I don't care. Like, I personally, I like a hard-nosed coach, but I don't care if it's a coach that's more alpha or a coach that's not, who's more player friendly. It doesn't matter. We need results. We want wins. And when that's not happening, or when you're getting embarrassed, year after year in the playoffs, this team is an embarrassment. Like, let's call it what it is. This team is a joke. This team is an embarrassment. All the other fan bases that love to hate on the Yankees, right? They are loving every minute of this. I promise you. Oh, I'm telling, we're the butt of every joke. When all our new guys that we just picked up went out there yesterday and blew it, I'm telling you, oh man, the other fan bases, they were loving it. They're licking their chops. They love to see us suffer. They hate the Yankees. I'm telling you, and I'll be honest with you, I don't blame him. It's like it's hilarious at this point. It is. It's beyond me. You lose 2 out of 3 to the Marlins, Miami Marlins. I get it; they've been playing better, but you're the freaking New York Yankees. You have a what? I don't even know what the payroll is right now, but it's well above what the Marlins payroll is. And after a night where you got freaking embarrassed and you lost 13-12, you come out today and put up 2 runs. I mean, can't put up no runs, lose 2-zip on 2 hits. You only had 2 hits. Only 2 hits. One by Stanton and one by Ben Rice. And Ben Rice hit a few of those. He hit the ball hard pretty much every time he came up to the plate. Nothing. That's it. Everybody else, 0 for, 0 for, 0 for, 0 for, nothing. It's just incredible. It is crazy. Look, and Ben Rice needs to be in the lineup every single day. I don't care. He needs to be in the lineup every single day. Whether he's catching or playing first base or DHing, he needs to be in that lineup every day. Paul Goldschmidt, I love Goldie and everything, but he's falling off a cliff, right? He's not playing like the way he was playing early in the season. It's pretty evident that, his average is still 278, but we got to find a way to get Rice in there every day. Please. A positive note, the pitching was great today. Jake Bird came in, pitched 1 inning, had 2 strikeouts. He looked a lot better than he looked yesterday, right? Luke Weaver, finally, I forgot he was on the team, apparently. I feel like I haven't seen him in forever. He came in, pitched great. Tim Hill came in, did his thing too. Both runs, right? Both runs the Yankees gave up today were on solo shots by Augustin Ramirez, who was a prospect in the Yankee system, catcher at that. And look, comparison is the killer of all joy. But man, when you look at a guy like him or Narvaez on Boston, who's another catcher that we gave up, and even if you if you didn't know anything, just not looking at any stats or anything like that, if you put Austin Wells side by side with Ramirez or Narvaez, just the body type alone, I'm not taking Austin Wells. Like these guys look like they could do damage. I don't know. They need to get to winning real quick. They need to get to winning. But let me say what's up to you guys in the chat real quick. First, let me close my door back. And I'm back. We got in the building, man. D-Train, what's up? Katie, what's up? I'm doing good as well, despite the Yankees being in 3rd place. Yep. 3rd place, crazy guys, right? We're in 3rd place, dude. We were just like 8 games up in the division about a month and a half ago. That's how bad it's gotten. Yankees have to stop making errors. Yeah, no errors today, but some mental mistakes. Real Bill P, what's up, man? We got Shawn Michael in the building. He says, and I was right. Right about what, dude? Shawn Michael, bro. Somebody time this dude out, bro. I don't want to deal with this dude's shit today, to be honest, man. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Ace is in the building, man. Make sure you go check out Ace. This team is a effing mess. Dev, what's up, Dev? Jacob says ace. Yep. Jay Snow, the whole squad, coaches and all. Yo, coaches and all, right? Coaches and all. I don't know what to say, man. I'm telling you, if I'm Hal, I'm flipping tables. If I'm Hal Steinbrenner, I'm who you don't know, man. I'm getting rid of people right now, man. I'm firing the freaking grounds crew. I'm getting rid of everybody. I need a whole new everything. Gilbert Martinez, hitting coach. He's not doing a good job teaching consistency. Damn it. Like, the thing with the hitting coaches is I get it, man, but that's not going to work. We tried that already. We just fired the last hitting coach. Well, Sean Casey was the last hitting coach, and he just didn't come back. But the guy before him, I can't remember his name. It's not that either. It really isn't, man. These guys are gonna hit the way they hit. It's an organizational thing. It's a little bit of everything. There's not just one thing. We need a whole new culture, man. This whole organization needs to be gutted because we're failing at everything. Even the way we scout, the way we project players, all of that stuff. It's not from top to bottom, man. This team is I don't know. They're not acting like the New York Yankees. That's for sure. Yeah, man. Chef, what's up, man? How you doing? Andrew says, "What's up, Jason? Yankee season is done. It ain't done, not yet, but it doesn't look good either." Gilbert Martinez, the third base coach, Roadhouse should have been fired. You mean Rojas should have been fired. Damn it! God damn it! Yeah, he should have been gone, man. He's made too many mistakes. That was a big mistake, but even if we get that one, maybe it changes the outcome of the game. But dude, like 2 hits, 0 runs. It was just nothing, man. We didn't have nothing to show for today. And that's especially after like Cam Schlittler, he pitched phenomenal. I give it to him. The guy pitched good, but he was bound to lose, right? There's no way you can win. I say this a lot, right? For those y'all new, you can't win if you score 0 runs. It's mathematically impossible. So if you don't put up a run, there's no way you can win. The ball's 2 feet away from Jazz. Where's he going? That's what I'm saying. You know what? Let's listen to Boone real quick. Let's listen to what Boone had to say. I want to see what he had to say about this.
Yeah, I mean, when I see an effort that's not right, that's not, and that could be a guy that I feel like is not hooked up on it in the proper way, from a focus standpoint. It's not always, or if something's happened repeatedly, like getting caught running to first and getting caught a couple times where, hey, I need more, or if I've had a conversation with someone, I need more in certain situations, and it doesn't happen, then that rises to it.
Travis, do you feel like the communication has been an issue there, like with a couple plays of late, like the Wells thinking that was a third out? Do you feel like
no, the Wells third out is no, that's as good as it gets. The only thing I was saying is, could we have yelled louder to, like, if once he got into the danger zone, like.
Oh my goodness, bro. So you mad at the coach for not yelling louder? You ready to bench your own coaches for not yelling louder, but you won't freaking I don't know, freaking any kind of repercussion for making mistakes like that for the players? That's crazy, man. I tell you what, he is a player's manager. At least he's staying true to what he was hired as, right?
Like, if you feel that danger zone, like, being real adamant, that's all.
Aaron, brutal one last night. Obviously not the result you wanted today.
Hold on. He said danger zone. All right.
there have been mistakes over the last couple of weeks that we've talked about. Do you feel like there is a sense of urgency with this team right now?
Oh yeah, I mean absolutely. I think we want it bad. But when you don't win games, you're gonna pick out little things that you don't do right, and that's where we gotta make sure we're handling all our business. I still feel like we have a chance to be an excellent team, but we got to go do it. I mean, we got to go put it together and go on a long stretch of really good baseball. I feel like we absolutely have the people to do that.
He's put on a long stretch of really good base. Why should I even believe that you guys are capable of doing that? You haven't done it all season at all. He's talking about, the only reason why we picking out all these little things they do wrong when they lose. Yeah, and it's the reason why you're losing. That's why. But even when you win sometimes and you make dumb mistakes like that, we're going to pick that out too, because what happened today with Jazz, there is no excuse for that. That is not big league baseball. That is not even high school. But if you do that in your high school team, you getting benched, bro. I'm telling you. Or forgetting how many outs there are. This is constantly over and over. Every single day is something like this. Every day is something that we're like, what are you doing? Whether it's a pitcher not covering first on a ground ball to the first baseman or whatever it is. It's always something. This is the same thing that costed us the World Series last year. Like, come on, man. I don't understand this. It's not freaking rocket surgery, bro. It's not like Boone always says, it's right in front of you. Boone, it's right in front of your face. The problem is right in front of your face, dude. Fix it. Stop being so freaking arrogant or just admit that there's a problem. And put your freaking foot down.
But talk is cheap.
What did you think of Cam today?
I thought Cam was really good. Obviously got hurt with the two homers. One on the slider, one on the fastball. Augustine put some really good swings on him. I thought his curveball was really good today. So overall, I thought Cam was really sharp, actually.
I feel like it was important for Bird to get right back out there and have a clean inning.
It was good to see. I thought we threw the ball well today. I thought Weave was really good and efficient. Timmy coming in and having a quick inning. So it's good to see us on the mound. But we got to.
I know for Boone, man. I can only take so much of this, man. I'm sorry. After years and years and years of watching these post games, it's the same thing over and over and over and over again. Just excuse out of it. After excuse after excuse, he just gave you a whole excuse and then tells you, yeah, but talk is cheap. Right? You got to do it. Yeah, no shit, man. Like, unless the Yankees win the World Series, right? And I don't see how they're going to pull that off. Unless that happens, man, I don't see how you bring Boone back as a manager. I just don't. And if they do, at that point, it's malpractice, bro. That's how neglecting his team, bro. That tells you that they've fallen asleep at the wheel. Right? They're asleep at the wheel. They don't really have no idea what's happening. Right? The whole world knows it. You can't even the supporters of him are starting to be like, hey, I can see why people are upset. Yeah. It's 8 years over and over and over. It never ends. And I get it, a lot of it is on the players, but every year we got a whole new batch of players in here. We just got 6, 7 new players, and we still doing the same thing. And I'm not saying I want to see Boone punch a player in the face for making an error or something like that. I don't. But I would like to see, instead of you yelling at your coach, you yell at the player, dude. You're a freaking major leaguer. You can't make mistakes like that. You keep saying that can't happen. That can't happen. But it keeps happening, Boone. He said that the last time, yeah, that can't happen. He said it when Dominguez did it. That can't happen. Yeah, it can't happen, and it keeps happening. So what's going on? What's going on? That's my thing. Like, what are we doing here? It's constantly happening. So what's the fix, dude? You say it can't happen again. Okay, so what are we doing to make sure that doesn't happen again? You understand? Were we just yelling louder? Oh. Oh man, I tell you, this team. Mr. Coconuts cash spent $300 million on C-level talent outside of Aaron Judge. I don't know how that doesn't upset him. Look, I still believe that those trades that Cashman made were really good trades, especially when you think about what we gave up to get it, right? But even with all those trades, we still fell short. We still don't have enough, right? We still didn't get that starter. We didn't get a big bat, that sometimes this lineup feels like it needs. But I think there's enough. There's enough on this team. There is enough on this team. If they all just play to their back of the if they all just play to the back of their baseball cards, right? This team theoretically should be way better than this. But the little mistakes here and there, and a lot of it's Boone. Sometimes it's just his decisions are not the greatest. The errors obviously are killing us. This team will find a way to lose. They're great at that. They will find a way to lose. I'm telling you, no lead is safe with this team. I feel like if we had a 12-run lead in the fifth, I'm like, okay, I could see they'll find a way to blow that shit. They would. Rare steak people. Oh my goodness. These guys are going on the steak thing again. A-Rod is really right. This team has good individual players, yet together it doesn't work. Yeah, and that's where the manager and the coaching staff they come in. They need to make it work together. I think I don't know, man. It's the little things, man. It's the little things. Baseball's funny like that too. Baseball, if you have a weakness, if you're weak at something, you will be exposed. And our weakness is we can't play fundamental baseball. The Dodgers said it last year when they beat us. That was their scouting report. Just put the ball in play. They'll mess it up. That was the thing. The Yankees will mess it up somehow. Just keep putting the ball in play, put pressure on the bases, and they'll mess it up. And that's the scouting report for every team, it seems like. Let the Yankees mess themselves up. Today it was different. Today it's just no hitting. Like, it was nothing. And you know what? You got to think, like, after yesterday's game was pretty long. I'm not sure how long it was, but it was pretty long. After a game like that, with all the emotions and this team looked drained today. Coming off a loss like that yesterday, from a night game to a afternoon game, they look, bro. This team looked tired. They look exhausted, man. They look just drained, emotionally, physically, mentally. Just the life was sucked out of them yesterday after blowing a freaking game like that. What else we got in the chat? D-Train says, after the deadline, we're going on paper. After the deadline, we're going on paper as one of the most balanced team in the league, yet nothing changed. It's definitely the coaching staff. There's enough blame to go around. There really is. There's enough blame to go around. But I feel like Boone is the one that's been here a long time. And I get it, that's not to say the next guy that comes in as the manager is going to be better or worse, but I feel like it's time to move on. It's time for a change. It really is. He's got to go. This is not a great team. They're a mid team. I don't even know if they mid, bro. But we've seen them be great. Like, when this team, if they could get it clicking all at the same time, right? This team could really be dangerous. It's just they just can't figure it out, and they find a way to step on their own feet. Facts. That Jazz play went viral. Yeah, man, you can't do that, man, because that's a big no-no. That's, bro, I'm gonna be honest, that's little league stuff, man. The mistakes we make, right, and the errors we've been making, all this stuff. This is the stuff that you're taught at the lowest levels of baseball. I'm talking T-ball, little league, stuff like that. And we're making those mistakes. It's crazy. WW Fresh, what's up, man? He says, Ace, no, it didn't. You always, boy, who's this guy, man? The play went viral. No, it did because maybe because I'm looking at those, because I look at the Yankees so much that they feeding me Yankees content, but I've seen it scrolling through Twitter, obviously, shorts. Look, I'm looking at it right now. Look, and just to show you that I'm not bullshitting, I just pulled up. I just opened up this Twitter page and it was right there. Where's it at? Look, right here. And if y'all want to watch that, we could watch that too. Look.
Popped up. Edwards fires to first. It's a double play. What was Chisholm thinking? What is going on? We'll be back.
Yeah. Let's look. Yeah, man, you can't do that. You can't do that. Even Michael K. You know, I know a lot of y'all, a lot of Yankee fans. Well, I'm not gonna say a lot of Yankee, but a lot of people don't like Michael K. Right? But I me particularly, like, I like the guy. I like his content. I like the way. I like his points that he makes. Sometimes, do I agree with all of them? No. A lot of them, I'm like, bro, this dude is way out of line. I do feel like he's gotten a little arrogant through the years, right? But all that aside, even him, right? If you hear the way he talks about it, like even Paul O'Neill, when they call him the name, you could tell that they're like, what the hell is going on with this team? They can't flat out say like, bro, what is happening? This guy needs to go. They can't flat out say that, obviously. But you could tell that that's what they're thinking. Like, this is a dumpster fire. What's happening? What is happening with this organization? And where's Hal? Can somebody tell me where in the hell is Carmen Sandiego? No, I'm joking, man. Where's Hal, man? Where is this guy, bro? I haven't seen him all season. Or maybe I have. I just don't remember. But this dude's MIA, bro. Like, we need somebody to come over here. One of the higher ups. Maybe not Hal, but we need, we need the Steinbrenner with the most balls. And that's the sister. We need her to come over here and be like, yo, get your shit together now. Or everybody's out of here. That's what we need. That's what this team needs. Katie says, we need someone stricter who can whip this team in shape. Yeah. I agree. I think, look, we tried the soft stuff. The Yankees have tried, the player manager. We're going to, we're really concerned about your feelings and all that stuff. Okay, I get it. Like, if it works, but it's not working. And sometimes that works with certain people, certain players, certain teams, but it's not with this team. That's my whole thing. It's not with this team. So let's try something different. We've seen the offense be super inconsistent. Yeah, definitely. NYYJ, what's up? Benny Bag of Rice, starting catcher. Man, my man Benny Blanco from the Bronx is a beast, bro. Let me tell you, son. I know a lot of times he don't got nothing to show for it, but that dude, at least he's hitting the ball hard, right? At least he hits the ball hard. Hopefully some of them will turn out to hits. But I like Benny. Keep him in there. He threw a runner out today, too. My man showing out the cannon and everything. Give him more time back there. Let's play him more. Because I'm sick of Wells. I would be honest, look, and I don't care. Man, look, I'm probably never going to be sponsored by the Yankees or or have any kind of relationship with these people anywhere. I'm telling you right now, that dude is hot garbage. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. I don't want to look. I've seen enough. All right, I've seen enough. We need to move on from that too. Goldie has fallen off a cliff. My Goldie, yeah. I think Goldie they need to give him like just give him like a week off, man. The dude is, what is he, like 37, 38? And I get it. Look, I'm 40. I feel like, it's not that bad, I guess. But, playing every single day, baseball like that, maybe he just needs a little rest, kind of give his body a rest, go in the sauna, get in the jacuzzi or something. But yeah, he has not looked good at the plate. He has not looked good at the plate. And make sure you guys like and sub if you can, please. I see there's about 77 in here, only 20 likes. Let's run the likes up. Run the likes up. Yeah, he looks sharp. He does, man. Rara says, Soto seen this coming. That's why he signed with the Mets. Nah, bro. Soto signed with the Mets because Soto got paid. That was simply a money move. And I'm not going to get into that, man. We're all Soto'd out over here. But it's just, he went where the money was at. Yeah, Augustin Ramirez was the centerpiece for Jazz. And look what he's doing. Ramirez looked good. Yeah, everyone tells me the Yanks can't develop players. You see, D-Train, the problem is not developing players, right? The problem is the players that we should keep, we don't keep. The players that we should trade, we don't trade. And then and when we do trade them, the ones that we should trade, when we finally do trade them, their value is shot. Look at Peraza. If you would have traded Peraza 3 years ago, you could have gotten a Luis Castillo or something like that, or Volpe. That's what it boils down to. Developing players. The Yankees develop players. Every organization does, especially for a team that never really has a top draft pick. The Yankees are never drafting in the top 5, right? We never have like the first 5 picks. Those are the real money guys. Those are where the Paul Skeens are coming from. The Nick Kurtz, those are where you're getting those guys at, right? That's those first 5 picks. We're never there. We're always drafting 30th. Something like that, So considering that fact, man, I think the Yankees, the development is not really the problem. Look, it's a crapshoot with prospects, right? It's like you have 100 prospects, one might hit, right? Sometimes you got a first round pick, and they turn out to bust. So it's really tough to say, but I feel like when I look at a guy like Augustin Ramirez, right, just his build. And I look at and I look at Wells, just the body type, right? I'm looking at Ramirez like, okay, this guy looks more like an athlete than the other dude. I don't know, man. Just more problems that we got. Nathan, what's up, man? What else we got? The captain needs a players only meeting. Man, we need Judge to just get better. Yeah, they need a players only meeting. And some of these guys need one-on-one meetings with Big G in the back of the locker room. He needs to grab some of these dudes by the throat. Yolo says this team needs the team to build a team with guys who have the Bellinger profile, or they need to build a team with guys who have Bellinger's profile. Would love to see Rosario play because he has that grit. They need to build guys who use 1A swings, then goes full contact mode. I guess, man, I hear what you're saying, but you can't. No way you're gonna have a team full of Bellingers. Like, that's not realistic. The mentality of a player, right? The player's mentality and all that comes from the coaching staff. The coaching staff needs to make sure that these people, and it comes from your other players too. Other players can hold you accountable too. It comes from the clubhouse, is what I'm trying to say. that grit, that tenacity to freaking fight and dog. And this team does have a little fight. We've seen it, glimpses of it, but they need to do better, man. I think there's a lot that needs to change with this team, with this organization, not just the team, the organization. Junior Caroma, what's up, man? Be careful to the Yankee fans that already gave up on this season. I'm not giving up on the season. Like I said earlier, man, I believe the Yankees are going to make the playoffs, right? I wholeheartedly believe it. But if they didn't, would I be surprised? No, right? I wouldn't either, because I've seen this team go off and put up 18 runs, go crazy, right? And then I've also seen this team play like freaking a team of 4-year-old T-ball players, you know? So it depends. That's why it says the tale of two Yankees. You don't know who you're going to get. Commander Brantford says, hi, Jason. As a Jays fan, I respect the Yanks management getting those relievers. Yeah, that was a good. Like, it's not. I still wish we could have got like those, like a guy like Duran or one of those big top name guys. But considering what we gave for Jake Bird, for, you know, even Ryan McMahon, I call him Ryan McMonster. That's my new nickname for him. Don't steal it though, man. Now you can use him here. Ryan McMonster, freaking Dovaf. Considering what we gave for them, it's a freaking that was a expert GM, right? That's a guy with 30 years experience doing that. Not letting the pressure get to him, not jumping the gun. And it was a masterclass put on by Cashman. I'll be honest, regardless of what you think, regardless of if these dudes even pan out, because they might not pan out. Let's say they just be terrible and they pitch terrible for the whole time with the Yankees. But based on what they were doing before coming here, for him to get him for next to nothing, you got to give him his props. You got to give him his props, man. And with that being said, he got to go too. I'm talking about Cashman. Oh, man. Michael K is all right. You're not going to agree with everybody. Yeah. The female Steinbrenner's got balls. Bring her over here. Man. Jason, that's what I said, man. The sister got more cojones than all of them. We need her over here. That's who needs to be running this team. This dude says Boone softer than marshmallows. When I look at Boone, I really, like, a part of me feels bad for the dude because I know it can't be easy. I know it's tough and all that, but man, and you could tell that he is stressed out, bro. He's stressed out. What you gonna do, man? That's your job, bro. Jay Swan, if she had balls, she would not let her brother run the legacy to sell the team. I don't think it's up to her. I think it's a collective family. They make decisions a certain way. And not only the family, from what I understand, they own the majority, right? But then there's a whole ownership group that's in there. There's a whole bunch of owners of the Yankees. They might own 2%, 1%, or whatever it is, but there's a whole bunch of owners. Hal is just the chairman. He's the chairman of all that, you know? But I think I'm sure he could get voted off, right? But they don't care. See, here's the thing. Them guys all the people that invest in the Yankees, all these owners and stuff, as long as they're getting a good return, they don't care. Win or lose, they just want their return. They want whatever they're making, 10% every year, whatever it is. That's what they expect. Let that shit drop to 2 or negative. No, let it be a negative return. Then that's when you're gonna see a lot of things get shaken up. Paul O'Neill in the dugout, no player or water cooler will be safe. Real Bill says, I was here in Bristol in 2016 when my VA Tech Hokies played the Tennessee Volunteers. Now, thankfully, I made it here for the largest crowd in baseball history. The rain keeps coming down. Oh, man, that's going to be dope. You're talking about the racetrack baseball game. That is crazy. Was that today or is that tomorrow? I know it's happening soon. I think they could have found better teams, though. Roy Wilcox says, I know Goldie is hurting at the plate. We kind of need his glove at first a lot. He has saved us a lot on bad throws at first. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying that Ben Rice needs to be the first baseman every day. I'm saying that he needs to be in the lineup every day. Whether he's catching, first base, or DH, he should be in the lineup every single day. Every single day. Real Bill says he's sitting on the third baseline. That's what's up, man. Let me look that up. That's crazy, man. A record-breaking crowd is on hand to see a spectacle with over 85,000 fans. That is nuts. Nuts. I'm trying to see if I could find some of that. Some of the clips. Oh, it's today, right? Bro, look at the field. This is crazy. Check this out.
Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Atlanta Braves.
That is so gangster.
Leading off, playing.
All right, that's what we're gonna watch, though. I don't want to get a copyright. Yeah, it's on Fox. I'm about to put that on. Frank Rivera, what's up, man? If we are in clean house mode, get rid of Randy Levine, guys. Poster boy for dirt bags. Oh man. Roy says, Ken says we drafted Jeter at 6 over 30 years ago. Yeah, but it's you got to lose to get those top draft picks, man, or trade for them. Not happening. I mean, we've had, like, look, Judge obviously was a first round pick. We hit with that. Jeter. We've had some good drafts, but we're never in the top zone. We're never gonna get the top pick, right? And sometimes the top pick isn't always the player that pans out. So yeah, the Yanks don't fund the right. Yep, you're right. Rice needs more time at first, a catcher. They need to decide his true spot and put him in. Yeah, and if not, at least at the very least, just keep him in the lineup day after day. Goldie has something on Boone for sure. We hit with Volpe and Wells too. Yeah, right, bro. Man, it's crazy. They hit what, right? Jake says the team is done. Well, it ain't done. It ain't over till it's over. But anyway, folks, I'm gonna wrap this up right here. I want to watch this game, right? Because it looks super cool. And I gotta take my wife to the airport in the morning. I got a lot of stuff to do. All right, man. I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you all. Andrew, what's up, man? Real Bill, thanks. Enjoy the game, man. Take pictures. Send it to me too. I would love to see them. And yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna call it right here. Appreciate you all. Hopefully tomorrow. Oh, then they in a rain delay. That sucks. Hopefully tomorrow the Yankees can at least get one game out of this series. At least one. My goodness, for crying out loud. That's gonna do it for me, guys. I appreciate you all. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Best to me. Best chat, right? I'm surprised nobody put the clown face on me or none of that stuff. That's still in the here. But make sure you like it, right? Make sure you like the video on your way out. NYYJ, thank you. And N99/22, appreciate you, my brother. That's going to do it for me, man. I'm out of here. Peace. After the smoke.